Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Please don't forget to click the subscribe button if you enjoy our video tutorial. In this video, I will show you how to conduct quantile regression post-estimation test and how to interpret the results. Please, you can check our channel for our previous videos on quantile regression. We have covered how to estimate our quantile regression model in EViews. Also, we have covered or discussed how to interpret quantile regression results. So in this particular video, I will show you how to estimate quantile regression post-estimation test and also how to interpret the results. There are two key post-estimation tests for quantile regression. The first one is the slope equality test and the second one is the symmetric quantile test. But in this particular video, we are going to look at the first one, which is the slope equality test. One thing that is very important is that for you to provide a good explanation of any post-estimation test, you must understand the hypothesis statement as well as the decision rule. So let us look at the hypothesis as well as the decision rule of slope equality test. The non-hypothesis states that the parameters or the coefficients are equal across quantiles. That is 10, 20, 28, 50, up to 90 or 95 quantiles. While the alternate hypothesis states that the parameters are not equal across the quantiles. The decision rule, therefore, is that reject the non-hypothesis and conclude that the parameters or the relationship, the slope, the relationship between the independent and the dependent variable varies across quantile. That is, if you are rejecting this, if you are rejecting the non-hypothesis, so you are saying that the relationship are not equal. That is, they vary across the what? The quantile value. If the probability value is less than 1%, 5%, or 10%, otherwise concludes that the relationship does not vary. What we are saying here is that after estimating your regression model, you have your result. The next thing, before you can even discussing or interpreting the results, you must check for the post-estimation test, because this is what will tell you whether the result is valid or not. So now, once you perform your slope equality test, the next thing you need to take a look is the word statistics. Then you check for the probability value. So if the probability value is less than 5% or 10%, 5%, let us stick to 5%, then you conclude that the parameters are not equal across the quantiles. But if the probability value is greater than 5%, then you conclude that, if the probability value is less than 5%, you conclude that the parameter varies, that is, they are not equal, yes. But if it is otherwise, that is, if the probability value is greater than 5%, then you say that the parameters do not vary, that is, the relationship is constant. What you need to take notes here is that when you have your results, you have the overall WAS test results, that is the statistics, then you have the probability value, and for each of the independent variable, you also have the result for each of the quantile estimated. But if you just want a summary of the results, you can just focus on the overall WAS statistics. Then once you explain it, you make sure you take a look at the individual results, the breakdown results. Once you notice that the probability value align with that of the overall, then you can just interpret the overall results and proceed with your analysis. So now, let us look at how to perform the quantile slope equality test in EViews and also how to interpret it. Okay, this is the model we used in our previous video. We have the dependent and the independent variables. The dependent variable is maternal mortality rate, and the independent variables are government expenditure as well as urbanization. So now the first thing is to estimate quantile regression modeling. Once you do that, you then proceed with your post-test. So to estimate that, we select a dependent variable, which is maternal mortality rate, followed by the independent variables, government health expenditure or government expenditure on health as well as equation. So once you select the three variables, you open as equation. Then here you come to this place and we choose quantile regression. So once you have this, please just stick to this median value. Of course, you can change this, but here in this particular video, we are going to use the median value and use quantile process to obtain the result for other quantiles. So next is just to click OK. So once you are here, you go to view. So we want to make use of 10 quantiles. If it is 1, you don't need to follow this process. You just go to your quantile and estimate the two. You perform the post estimation test. But in this particular video, we want to use 10 quantiles. For instance, now if you are using this particular one, that is just one quantile, you just go to view, slope equality, then here you are going to change this to 1, then you have your result. But let us do for 10 quantiles. So you go to process coefficients, then here we have 10 quantiles. We want our results to be in table. Then next is to click OK. So this is our result for the 10 quantiles. Now you go to view for the post estimation test. You go to view, you now select quantile process. Then we are performing slope equality test in this particular video. So you select slope equality test. Once you select its quantiles, it's 10 that we selected here. You can see this is 10. Then you change this to 10 and click OK. So this is your slope equality test. You can see quantile slope equality test. So the next thing to do now is to interpret this particular result. And to do that, you can just copy this particular result and take it to Notepad. You copy, then you come to Notepad. This is where we have our results, and paste. Okay, it is not well arranged here, so let us just stick to our Notepad. So we can see the result from here. I want to adjust this particular one. Okay, I think this is perfect. Now we have our word statistics. So you take a look of the test summary, word statistics. Then this is chi-square statistics, the difference, the degree of freedom. Then we have the probability value. But the most important thing here is the probability value. So if you look at the probability value, it is what? It is greater than 5%. It is greater than 5%. And here I made it clear that if the probability value is greater than 5%, you conclude that the relationship does not vary. In other words, you fail to reject the non-hypothesis. Once you say they are not the relationship does not vary, that means they are equal. So now let us go back to the results, then the interpretation. Okay, this particular test is what? Slope equality test. So now you can see the first sentence. The results of the slope equality test summarized in table 1, we are assuming that this is our table 1, reveals that the probability value, this is the probability value, 3592, we have it here, of the word test statistics, this is the value, is not statistically significant at 1%. You can use 5% in this case if you like, the conventional level, 5%. So it is not statistically significant at 5%. As a result of that, we fail to reject the known hypothesis. Let me copy the known hypothesis so that you can just check yourself. You can see the known hypothesis. We fail to reject this. We fail to reject the known hypothesis that the parameter of government health expenditure and urbanization are equal across quantiles, and concludes that their impacts on mortality rates do not vary significantly or relatively consistent across quantiles, that is across the 9 quantiles there. So that is how to interpret the results. But I want to call your attention to something here. If you look at this particular quantile, 0.2 and 0.3 quantiles, you will see that the probability value is greater than 1%, less than 5%. I believe my explanation is clear. This one is less than 5%. So you can draw the attention of your readers to this particular results. But that is even a long story. Since the test summary shows that the probability is not significant, so we can just proceed with our explanation and conclude that the impacts do not vary across the quantile. So irrespective of the quantile you select, the impact will be positive or true or negative or true, and the magnitude, the difference between the magnitude are not that large. They are just what they are minimum. So that is how to estimate slope equality test for quantile, and also interpret the results. Please, if you have any question or if there is any other thing that you want us to clarify with regards to this particular results, you can let us know in the comments. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Also like our video. Please thumb up is very important. If that particular thumb up help us to reach others, and it's encourage YouTube to push our video to others. Please make sure you thumb up, like our video, and share with your friends and your colleagues. Thank you.